KLK 2.5 FM. Good morning to you on your Wednesday. It's June 26, 2024. This is Community Conversations. Kato Wonder is in the studio with you today. And joining me is my very special guest, Mr. Robert Johnson. He is with the Delta Symphony Orchestra. And we are here to talk about the DSO Summer String Camp. Some of y'all may remember we actually talked about this event last year. Well, it is back. And I'm just going to give you the information off the flyer, then we'll get right into our segment. It is July 8th. Through the 12th, 2024, open to ages 8 through 15, and each session will be Monday through Friday of that week, again, July 8th through the 12th, from 9 a.m. to 12 o'clock noon. The registration is $60, but there are tuition waivers available if you are a parent and you cannot afford that. And also has here more information. You can visit deltasymphonyorchestra.org/string-camp. Or you can email rjohnson@deltasymphonyorchestra.org, or you can just simply Google it and get the information. So, all right, Robert, how you doing today?
Doing good. How about you?
All right, so it's once again that time. So kind of just tell us a little bit about, what is going on. What can people expect?
Okay, well, so just like last year, it's going to be, as you said, the ages 8 through 15, and they will come in any skill level. So if you are just starting out, or if you've been playing for a while, or if you've never played ever, this is perfect for that age group. If you have a child who might be interested or might be thinking about it, we will be happy to take all skill levels. And then when everybody arrives, we'll kind of divide everybody up to see what's best. If you're just starting out, we'll have a little group for that. If you've been in it for a while, we'll have a little group for that. So everybody will be enhanced at their level. And by the end of the week, better for it.
Okay. And of course, you did this last year, and actually I'll ask you this off air. So what were some of the lessons that you learned from doing this last year that you're going to carry forth into this year?
Well, last year, as I said, it was our first time, so we kind of didn't know what to expect. We just had everybody sign up, and we were just happy to have people there, excited, ready to play. And we found out very quickly that there were some wide gaps in skill level. We had some that had been barely playing, and then we had some, we figured everybody would be pretty close, maybe a couple years apart. But we had some that were in this age group, but light years ahead of everybody else in skill level. So we thought, this kid's going to be bored to tears if they have to stay in this group. So we kind of took them to the side and said, here's what we're going to do with you. And so we kind of paired them up with some of our teachers. We did chamber music and things like that. And it was a great experience for him. And then everybody else did what they did. And yeah, it worked out. So one thing we learned is that there's really no telling what skill level we're going to have. So we're going to be better prepared for all the different skill levels that come in.
So you mentioned about some of the music. What, in your observation, was kind of like the music that they kind of most gravitated towards?
Oh, that's a good question. We have some things that are good for group playing, because that's the main thing. A lot of these kids don't play in groups. A lot of them are just taking private lessons or on their own playing. So we just kind of give them things that as a group they could play and be successful with. So it could be little things like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or whatever. Now, as far as the type of music that they gravitate towards, of course, everybody loves the pop music that's out there, and that's a lot of fun. And if we can have something like that available, of course, we'll put it out there if it works. But we try to steer towards the classics as best we can, because while pop music is a lot of fun, it's important to know where it all came from. If it wasn't for all these classics, we would not have the music that we have today.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's important that students get exposed to a well-rounded variety of music across all genres. So, that's definitely a great thing. So, are you one of the instructors?
Yes, I am. I do a lot of the group. So usually at the end of the sessions, like in the last hour, we get everybody together in one big group and work on a giant group performance for the Friday concert. And that's that's what I like to do is all the kids together working on one thing together and just trying to make a big something for everybody to enjoy.
And of course, the concert is going to be on the 12th at the end of the week of activities. And kind of talk a little bit about the when and everything about the concert.
Okay, well, the concert will be in the mid-morning. I don't have the exact time on that right now. That'll be more available when we have our participants. We send out information for that. And but it'll be at First Baptist Church. That's where we have our
That's the one
campus.
downtown, right?
Correct, on Main Street, and the concert is free. So if you know anybody who's participating, and as we get closer, our website will probably have that information. So just look for that. You can come in and listen and watch how all these kids come together to play wonderful string music, and how some of them, may have started out with knowing nothing, but now that they can at least do a little bit more than they did when they started.
Okay, now you mentioned that the event is free. However, with you guys being a nonprofit organization, will you all take donations at the event, or just donations period for people who may want to help out with this program?
Oh, anytime. Anytime. You don't even have to ask that. Just if you want to give to the Delta Symphony Orchestra, all money given to the Delta Symphony Orchestra goes to everything, including our youth programs. If you want to make a donation and say, I want this to go towards the youth programs, then whenever we have our website, there's a Gives button on there. You can just type that in. This is what I want it to go for, and that's what it will go for. So on site, oh yeah, I'm sure we can find a way if you want to give a donation to help you out with that.
You can get a poster, put a QR code on there that'll take you to your donation link.
That sounds perfect. I love that.
And speaking of donations, one of the things that your donations will go toward is for the registration tuition waivers. It is $60, but if you are a parent with a child, and we all understand money is tight, so if you can't afford that, you do have an option available. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we are very fortunate to have gotten grant money to help us subside some of these costs for anybody who might need them. And so, especially if you have multiple children. Now, I grew up as an only child, so I have no idea what this means. But I know some people have 3, 4 kids, and if you want them all involved, that can be kind of costly. So if money is tight, which I get it, I would be tied up for this as well. So I would be considering tuition waivers if I had a kid going to this. So we do have those available. All you have to do is just reach out to me or our executive director, whose email is on the website as well, and we will be more than happy to help you out.
And you said off the air last year that you all had enough to where nobody was turned away that requested a waiver.
Right, and so far, with the registrations we've had, no one has been turned away yet.
So that's good. So if you want to sign up for this program, you need that waiver. It's about a 99.99% chance
Right.
that you will get it. So don't let that hinder you. And of course, if you're listening out there and if you're just curious about string instruments, the violin, the cello, the bass, or any of them, and you've never picked one up in your life, this has been an opportunity to pick one up, just kind of see what it's like. And of course, if it's not for you, it's all good. No harm, no foul. You can at least say, well, I tried it.
That's right. And that's one thing I always see working with instrumental music is that a lot of people don't want to try things because they don't think, oh, I don't have the ability. I don't have any musical skill, all these things. And that's all bogus. If people were born with musical abilities, I would be out of the job. We all would be. So don't sell yourself short. You come in and I say, if you practice, anybody can play an instrument.
Okay. And of course, we kind of talked a little bit about this off air. There, even though it's not necessarily tied to this, but you all do have like the youth group that you all are putting together. Let's kind of talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so yes, we have our youth orchestra, our Delta Youth Symphony Orchestra. This is similar to other major cities that have youth orchestras to go along with their adult orchestra. And so this is for older kids, ages 12 to 18. This one you do have to audition for. That audition day will be August 25th. Again, there's more information on our website. Just click on the youth orchestra section when you get there. And it has the audition material on there. And last year we did it for the first time. It was real successful. We brought in kids from Jonesboro, Southeast Missouri, the Memphis area, and even Batesville. And so we're still reaching out to, if y'all want to make the drive to Jonesboro for rehearsals, we'll be happy to take you. So, but we just did the string instruments, the violin, the viola, the cello, the bass, and piano, and that was it. This year, we're expanding to include the woodwinds, the brass, and the percussion. So if you play any of those instruments and want to be a part of this organization, we'll be happy to have you.
Okay. And what are some of the other things that the public can expect to see from the Delta Symphony Orchestra?
From the youth orchestra.
From just period.
Oh.
What's other things that you all have going on?
Okay, well, for the adult symphony, we've got our main season coming up. You can check out that on our website. But I will say, with the youth orchestra, we are going to have a side-by-side concert later this season for all our youth orchestra members to play alongside our adult professional group at one of our Delta Symphony Orchestra concerts, and they get to play music of that level. So sit right next to our professionals, and so that'll be a very unique experience for our young youth orchestra people to be able to play alongside those adults. I never had that when I was a kid, and I really wish I did.
So, speaking of that, what inspired your desire and your passion to learn how to play the violin?
Oh, that's easy. It's orchestral music. I was exposed to it in high school by my band director at the time, and we were playing a piece of music, I believe it was called Pictures at an Exhibition, which was based on an orchestral piece, but it was made for band. And so I listened to it and I said, or playing it, I said, this is really cool. And he told us the story about where it came from and everything else. So I went and found the actual orchestral version. I listened to it, and it just, the rest is history. I just fell in love with it, and I found more orchestral things. And so I said, I've got to find a way to keep doing this and keep playing and get myself into a professional orchestra. And of course, movie scores, music of Star Wars and all those big movies like that also helped cement that into reality for me.
So now that you are on the other side, how glad does it make you when you see someone else have that same passion that you did, and plus you being able to help that person, get to the next level?
Oh, well, it's undescribable. And it's kind of a weird thing, because a lot of people, especially in the business world, it's all about profits. It's all about how many more people, we need more people to do this, more people to buy this. And for me, even if I've had 100 kids a year or more, 200 kids a year, if just one of those kids says, I'm going to pursue a career in music, and you helped me make that choice, and I'm going to do this and do that, I'm happy. I really am. I'm never more ecstatic than even if it's just one. As a matter of fact, I had one many years ago graduate, and I wasn't really for sure where he was going to go, but he reached out to me a couple of weeks ago, and he told me that he was in Oregon pursuing a doctoral of musical arts degree, and he just said, thank you for opening the door for me on that. So and again, I've had hundreds of kids throughout my career, almost 20 years in the business, and just that one kid just made my day.
Well, that's awesome. And of course, that is why things like this event is so important. It is the DSO Summer String Camp, July 8th through the 12th, 2024, ages 8 to 15. It's going to be Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 12 o'clock noon. Registration is $60. Tuition waivers are available. And for more information, you can go to the Delta Symphony Orchestra website, and that gets all of the information on there. All right, is there anything else about the string camp or anything else that you wanted to let the listeners and the viewers know about?
The only thing, the youth orchestra, I forgot to mention that it does have a tuition, but there's also tuition waivers available for that. So all our youth programs, if you need help with that, please don't let finances stop you from letting your children and experience these wonderful and unique opportunities.
All right, so there you have it. Parents, get your kids involved. Delta Symphony Orchestra making some great music and doing some great things in the community for our youth. That's going to do it for this edition of Community Conversations. You guys have a great and blessed day. This is KLEK on 2.5 FM. All right, Robert, we got another one in the books.
All right, sweet.